humbling an experience. My name is Dr. Christopher Kalila. My teachers for mathematics and science came from Kerala. I'm very grateful to Speaker Shamsir for the invitation.
Warmly welcome Dr. Christopher K. Kalila, Member of the Parliament Zambia, to the talk show at the 4th edition of KLIBF. We are truly grateful for your esteemed presence, which adds great global significance to this occasion. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies and moderator for this session. It is so humbling an experience this evening to be on this podium and give some thoughts and remarks with regards to this very important event that is the 4th edition of the Kerala International Book Festival. First, I must introduce myself fully so that we can all be aligned in this room. My name is Dr. Christopher Kalila. I am a member of Parliament coming all the way from Lusaka in Southern Africa. Now, currently, I am also the chairperson of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, whose headquarters is in London, but for which I represent many colleagues in the Commonwealth, more than 17,000 members of Parliament, representing at least 1/3 of the world population in 56 countries. As you know, the Commonwealth is a group or an association of friends and states that share a common history with our connection to the British. So, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association consists of more than at least 180 legislatures, one of which is the Kerala Legislative Assembly. And it is based in 9 regions of the world. India is one of those regions for whom we are very proud as a parliamentary association because of the fact that we have a very active member in the Legislature of India. Not only that, but also for those of us who come like myself from the third world, in Zambia in particular, we are very grateful in particular for the international cooperation and support that we have received as member countries from India. India is one of the largest democracies, and in my country in particular, as I said this morning, human capital development cannot be complete without mentioning India and in particular Kerala. When I was in secondary school, my teachers for mathematics and science came from Kerala. I had no idea where Kerala was at the time, but I do remember Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, who taught me science, Mr. Abrahams, who taught me physics, and today I'm very happy and proud that finally I have set foot here in Kerala. I'm very grateful to Speaker Shamsir for the invitation to come here and lend a hand to this event, to come here and give support to this event. And many people could be wondering what is the connection between the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association what is the interest in this event, why did I accept the invitation to come and grace this very important book festival. I think we all agree that we are able to speak like this because of books. We are all able to come together, learn from each other, as we do in the Commonwealth, because of books. We all, as a matter of fact, I should have mentioned the objectives and aims of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. Number one, we promote democratic values among our 56 member states, and these democratic values are one, commitment to the rule of law, good governance, commitment to peace, which we so much need today in the world. I need not remind all of us here that we are able to sit like this, to exchange notes and ideas, principally what has been books, what has been written over the years, because we had peace. So as a Commonwealth, we promote peace to our member states, security to our member states, human rights to our member states, inclusivity, because the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association believes in inclusivity. It is a group of diverse nations, a group of diverse individuals across the social strata. The disabled, persons living with disabilities. We promote women leadership at all various levels. Young people. So all these are what we try to do in the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, if you want to understand it better, is the legislative side of the Commonwealth. As a Commonwealth, we build capacity in various members, all our members across the 9 regions, because we know that to be an effective legislator, to be an effective parliamentary, you need knowledge. And what a way to attend, because this knowledge, you get it from books. Books have been with us from as far as I can remember in my young life. But also, it is important that we must maintain the tradition. We must record what is happening in books. We must promote those that have a rare talent to document, including to create. Like I heard this morning, I sat next to a distinguished writer of short stories, 97 years of age, and is still writing, he told me. I think it is very inspiring. If we don't write, if we don't share the knowledge, if we don't pass on, we do a disservice to future generations. So to all the publishers, all the writers, I think what we are witnessing today is extremely very momentous to me, coming from the third world country, where we have benefited from those that have made strides like India. And I want to thank the Speaker Shamsi for actually organizing this book festival for the 4th year running. It is not often that parliaments get involved in this kind of work. You expect universities to do this kind of work. You expect, generally speaking, research institutions, private organizations to do this kind of thing. But we are seeing it in the involvement of the Kerala Legislative Assembly. I mentioned this morning that this is a best practice which we would like to document in the Commonwealth. Why? Because traditionally, many of you and many others believe that parliaments exist only to make laws. Parliaments exist to appropriate resources for our countries, and that parliaments exist to hold our governments to account. But in today's evolving world, I think this is an example of what I would call a modern parliament, going beyond the traditional norms which we all know associated with parliaments. In other words, parliaments have to evolve now to get involved in sustainable development. The world is experiencing so many challenges today: climate change, insecurity, food shortages, wars, etc., etc., and parliaments cannot afford to remain stagnant. And what a better way to bring together the writers, the publishers, to showcase their skills, their talents, to showcase what they put together in the various books. It is also one way of conserving knowledge, promoting knowledge, passing on from one generation to another. So it was very inspiring this morning, basically, and this afternoon, to go around the more than 200 stalls around here with various aspects of literary works within our communities, within India in general. And I wish that this kind of best practice by the Kerala Legislative Assembly can be replicated by many other parliaments within the Commonwealth. I think that days are gone when we just leave it as parliaments to our governments and stand aloof, only to whip them or to ask them hard questions, but to be actively participating in the sustainable development of our communities. After all, as members of parliament, do we not aspire to better the lives of our electorates? So if truly we aspire to improve the lives of our electorates, if we aspire as politicians to seek the vote so we can improve their lives, it therefore goes without saying that we must show it not only by our speeches, but by our actions, as we have seen today from the Kerala Legislative Assembly. Lastly, just to let you know that as a Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, we do training for members of parliament. We run an academy online. You can check on our website, you see various resources. But we also do residency programs twice a year, at which we give instructions to our leaders in various aspects of their lives, in parliamentary procedures, for instance, in local government, for instance, in climate change, artificial intelligence, the emerging issues of our times, so that they can be all-round and better leaders to be able to save their communities in line with the modern realities. We also serve to strengthen our parliaments by offering various capacity building programs to staff of parliaments, to our speakers. In fact, next week, India will be hosting the Conference of Speakers of the Commonwealth meeting in New Delhi, to which I've been invited and will be speaking there. So you can see the importance that India plays within the Commonwealth. You can see the importance which India is playing, even as we sit here over this book festival. Also, as a Commonwealth, we are very aware and realize that we live in a world with diverse views. We live in a world sometimes where there is conflict, and we are in the process now of setting up a committee within the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association for peace and human rights, because many members of our Parliament have been asking us in the leadership what we're doing about some of the things that are happening. And as you know, we believe in inclusivity. We don't interfere in the internal affairs of member countries, but we truly agree that our collective voice can change the world for the better. And that is why we think that we need to be relevant to the realities by setting up a Peace and Human Rights Committee, because we are a peaceful organization that believes in peace. I think that, as I'm not sure of the time limit that I have, I would like to end here in case there are some members of the audience who may wish to interact with myself. Otherwise, I thank the Speaker, I thank the government of Kerala for extending an invitation for us to attend this book fair in this very beautiful and this great nation of India. Thank you.
Sir, do you think that the member countries of the Commonwealth, the cooperation is much less than before, or is it increasing to face the challenges of the world, especially in the field of education and healthcare? Is there so much of cooperation as you expect the member countries or the member parliament expects? Is it up to the great expectations of the people?
Thank you very much for that question. I think the question here, if I understood it correctly, is in the area of international cooperation among member states, particularly in the area of health and education. Are we living up to our expectations? Do we think that we are at a stage where we can say we are happy, or where we believe that more can be done? I think that is the question raised by the gentleman over here. So the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, as I said, is basically been a legislative side of the Commonwealth, which has traditionally concerned itself principally with capacity building and parliamentary strengthening. And this we have been doing so well over the years in educating our members on the democratic values, ensuring that our parliaments espouse these values. We have been registered all along as a British charity under the House of Commons. But over the years, many members began to raise the same question that you have raised, sir. They believed that the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association could do more, especially in the area of sustainable development, in the area of international cooperation among member states. So, beginning last year, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association engaged the British government to change the status of the organization to make it truly an international organization which should be able to do more than just promoting democratic values by ensuring that they take on various issues like in the health sector, education sector, climate change, artificial intelligence, and all these new issues that are emerging, as you have said. And I'm very happy to say that this has since been granted, the law has been changed, and we've now moved to become a truly international, independent association of 56 member countries, for which India is one of them, which we look to. And now we have made a new strategic plan that places a fourth thematic area of our work, which is sustainable development, and we are going to start with more cooperation and engagements in the health sector and also engagements in the education sector. So basically, we have realized exactly what we are saying, and we are moving to the next gear to promote more engagement in the area of sustainable development, particularly education, which is very, very important, particularly for those of us who come from third world countries like Africa, where we have the need to provide a critical mass of educated young Africans and also many other young citizens of the Commonwealth to be able to tackle challenges of the future. So that is on the cards. We realize that we are not there yet, but we've just put it in our strategic plan beginning 2026. Thank you.
Sir, you mentioned only about the parliament and the legislative affairs. You did not say anything about the judiciary and the executive. How far they are efficient in solving the problems of the people and how far it is up to the expectations of the people, judiciary and executive.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, as I said, I am representing the legislative side. So that's why we are a Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. So the executive has its headquarters at the Commonwealth Secretariat in London with a Secretary General, and these basically deal with our heads of government, our presidents who actually are heads of our executives, who are responsible for the various policies of our countries, and I do not think that at this point I sufficiently have the mandate to speak on their behalf. But as a parliamentarian, naturally our members is to ensure that they hold our respective governments to account. They ask all those questions like you are asking to ensure that we are doing the best, all of us, for our people across the various sectors: education, health, peace, security, agriculture, education, etc., etc. Similarly, the judiciary too have their own Commonwealth Judiciary Association, and they also look at matters of self-interest within the judiciary, promoting common frameworks around the Commonwealth Parliament. Again, I do not have a mandate now to speak on their behalf, but mainly from a parliamentary angle, for which Speaker Shamso invited me here to lend support and to congratulate him and the Kerala government for actually promoting education. And I already said how personally I've benefited from the teachers that taught me mathematics and science who came from here. And I think many of us can learn more from what is happening here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session and your valuable time. As a mark of our gratitude, may I request our Honorable Secretary, Kerala Legislature Secretariat, to present a memento to our respected Chief Guest.